All righty. Well, thank you also for correcting me on our time schedule, which is great. And I want to just, we do have our speaker in here as well, which is great. Although as I'm looking at the screen, I see my name in there. I've never looked so good. So as we mentioned in one of our plans was with our communications group was to improve the way we're developing rolling out our communication, and the committee as a group wanted to see if maybe we could work with the management council to help us with that. And so we are actually taking some of our money and then we're kicking it back to the management council so that we can have some help with that. And I'm going to let Kelly talk a little bit more about that. Go ahead, Kelly. Sorry.
Hi, everybody. Just going to pop in here for a quick minute. I'm excited to work with you all on behalf of the Management Council. We're glad to offer me. I have a communications background. I've done a lot of this. I'm looking forward to learning what you all have to do. I'll be sitting in on your meetings, taking notes, and we'll be translating that into a form for other people to read, as well as we'll be doing some website updates as well. And you know how it goes in the marketing world, I always say, and all other duties as assigned. I mean, which seems to always be the bulk of what we do.
Perfect. And so one of the platforms that we discussed and we're going to be moving forward with is the use of some more. And that is what we've decided to use for our platform for being able to provide the updates of our organization. And the rationale behind that was that we like the format of that program. But then, Michelle, would you mind sharing a little bit about, because you use it for your group, about the reporting piece is what we found the most attractive about it.
So with the Some More website and the subscription, when you create a newsletter and then email it out, you get clicks. So as the administrator or as the owner of the subscription, when you go back into the analytics, you can see how many unique emails have been opened, where they're from. So I had a situation this year where we had coaches across the state of Ohio. Well, I could see geographically where my clicks were coming from to realize there was a section of our coverage where none of those school districts were getting emails. And I assume that because there was never any click in that state of Ohio box, but it gives us the total number of emails open, how long they're spending in the email, if there's embedded links within the email, if they followed those. We also discovered that you can, Some More creates its own unique URL. That's great. You can embed that. Just, hey, click this link. People don't, because tech boards like us have browbeat people, don't click something you don't know. So then they don't open their email links, they'll just ignore it. You also can create your address lists, send a distribution list, as long as your own distribution lists permit more. You can actually put those group address lists in the Some More send, and then everybody's getting the dynamic newsletter in their inbox instead of having to click to open. Just the analytics piece was real powerful because you could see how far your coverage is, how long they're spending in it, are they sending it, are they opening it a second time, if you have unique users. But that's what I liked about it.
And that's hugely important. I mean, to have that communications piece out there and understanding what the open rate is and if this is relevant content for people, that is valuable fodder to those of us in the communications world. And, and the thing I guess to note also is having the open rate is actually on, average is very small for newsletters. So we can gauge that. We can take a peek at what people are looking and, what is obviously once they move out off the newsletter, we don't have a whole lot of control, or, able to analyze it, if you will.
And I think the geographic piece is huge for us too, because we're always trying to guess where people are coming from. We look at school district names You know, and then, you know, for a great example, like, you know, Lakewood city schools versus Lakewood local schools, you know, you're never quite sure which one it is that's actually, you know, participating, and they're in different parts of the state. And so it's nice for us to be able to see that, and then it allows us to then maybe reach out and into certain areas to say, okay, what can we do to get more clicks in this area? What can we do to try and get more interested, or are we not providing the information that area needs? And if that helps us drive content, then that's a win-win. So those are the pieces that we really want to really focus on and getting that in place. We'll need to work with you, David, on us getting that purchased, as you are in control of the purse. And I know that my school district uses it as well. And before I came, I checked on you know, that's a PO, how that works with our POs, because I'm not a big fan of having it being something that's charged to our credit card, or, you know, from my end. And so that's something that we want to, and so there is a yearly purchase that we can do with a PO, and that'll be a good thing.
Yeah,
so we'll need to work with you on that, on getting that set up, and we'll want to have that up and running by September. So that'll be a good thing for us to get in place and get rolling. And it'll be nice also to be able to then share those results with our members as well. Because I think as ITCs, you would like to know, are people reading the stuff that is getting out there? And I think it'll be helpful. And then Todd, you mentioned that, I saw that in the chat pop up there, you guys are using it where you guys are.
Yeah, we use SMORE for all of our newsletters. We do three or four newsletters, and the metrics are nice, so it's good to. And the what I like about it is it will send the metrics to you. You know, I mean, you can dig deeper, do a deeper dive, but it'll send some of the metrics to you, so you don't have to go digging for them.
So that's a great piece. So so as we look at as I circle now back to our goals, let's see here. I'm looking at that. I just had that here a second ago now. Okay, that would be part of our goal number 2. And so I'm gonna see here. We've got that there. So we want to update item number 2 on that, which was, we have this as a create a bi-monthly newsletter that will be sent to members after each general meeting. That is our goal for doing that, but we're going to add then using some more. And yeah, so what we try to do is what we're trying to do though is to summarize what took place in those meetings. So we don't want it to be crazy busy, and I mean, we want those to be short, because I also think that what happens is the longer the email is, the less people read it. Unfortunately.
And there are ways that we can do that. I mean, you know, I always think the best way it's a little less, you know, you've got paragraphs, is just do an intro paragraph, a link to, and then just kind of link to outside content. I mean, and you can, you know, create landing pages within the mailing platform, and so you can still see where they're going. You can still track it. But that way it's like when they open it up, it's not this, you know, screen after screen after screen. It's just kind of, you know, brief little blurbs. I mean, we can, you know, and we can test it. We can absolutely do, you know, different formats, you know, see how one does 1 month and see how one does next. We can do A/B testing. I know it's not this thousands of people, but we can send 1-2 different formats. You know, we call that A/B testing. So, I mean, we can play with the analytics and see what, you know, what is the most receptive to people. I mean, but people don't like to see a lot when they first open.
Correct. And even if it's a link to our general meeting,
right,
and bulleted highlights of the things that are coming out of it. So anytime we have an opportunity that is announced at that meeting, that would obviously be a bullet point that we would want to have. And just, again, keeping it brief, but keeping people in the know of what's going on. And hopefully then somebody, you know, our other goal from that would be people who see that, say, wow, maybe I want to attend the next meeting. That's very ambitious on that front, I'll be honest. But I mean, I think though people do have interest. They do watch our videos, which is good. And I think we'll see some progress with it, but tying it right into our meeting schedule, I think is the key for us to be able to make those bi-monthly actually occur. So, because we do meet every other month, we do that, and our meetings have been, I'd say, very productive this last year. We've been able to keep things on track, and we cover a lot of, we have updates from all of our committees, and that's a positive thing that I think we can continually grow from. So I really feel confident with Kelly's help that we'll be able to do that, because that's always been our challenge, is getting all of us as volunteers to the meetings is a challenge in itself. Getting us then to summarize everything we just talked about just doesn't happen. And so Kelly, we really appreciate having you with us, and we are looking forward to being able to get that out there. So I think it's going to be exciting, and we've got some real exciting events coming up that'll be good too. So we've got those spread out throughout the year, and that'll be exciting for us to keep moving forward with and go. So.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to skip out. I'm at Bass's Communications Workshop, so I wanted to just pop in for a hot minute, but I'm going to return to that.
Well, thanks, Kelly. And my name is, like I said, never looked so good.
Thanks, Paul. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for helping us.
Yep.
Paul, is now a good time for us to do one of those little breaks in our recording?
I think it is. This is the perfect time. Yes. So why don't we take a break in our recording and also give people a minute or two